Hey guys, it's me Tasha, and I wanted to talk to you today about finding happiness and what happiness means to you and what happiness means to me. Today I am at my happy place, which is a beach outside of my old house, and this is a place that I used to come whenever I was feeling really sad or on like really, really rough days, and I would come and sit on this rock, and I would either talk to my dad or talk on the phone with someone else, or just meditate or contemplate. It's a really great place. It's really calm and serene, and there are very few people around. Yeah, it's probably my favorite place, and it's my happy place. So throughout my life, I have gotten asked, what makes you so happy? Why are you such a happy person? Things like that. The secret is, I think, genetics, but I think that happiness comes whenever you are living what you believe. And so that's really hard for a lot of people. I was raised very religious, and I actually had a hard time finding the happiness that I have now. When I was 15 or thereabouts, I figured out that I was attracted to girls, and I knew that it was bad, and I never wanted to admit it to anyone because I didn't want to be that person. I always tried to do what was best because I wanted to find that happiness that comes with being righteous, and I was taught that wickedness never was happiness, and so that's really hard to live with whenever your family and the people that you love and the people that you are inspired by are saying that this is a wicked, evil thing. So I lived my life as I was supposed to. And I had been taught that whenever you grow up, you have to get married to a man, you have to have children, and you have to be strong in the church, and that's how you're going to find happiness. And so that's what I tried to do. And when I first went to college, I saw all around me people were getting married, people were falling in love, people were having babies, and at a really young age too. And I was 19 years old whenever I met my husband. And he was one of the people that I felt really comfortable with, and because I told him about some of my feelings, and he, instead of judging me or thinking that it was bad, was a little intrigued. And we became best friends, and he asked me to marry him, and I said yes. And although I did have a lot of conflicting feelings about marrying him, but I knew that that's what I needed to do to find happiness and to be this righteous woman that everybody wanted me to be. And so that's what I did. I got married, and right away tried to have kids, because that's the next step. You get married, you have kids. That's how you find happiness. I have a fertility issue and was never able to get pregnant. I don't think that people understand how hard it is to legitimately want children and not be able to have them. But on top of that, not being attracted to your husband, I was never able to be fully satisfied with him. We were married for 5 years, and I was just more and more unhappy with our relationship, with him, with us as a couple, with me, with myself. I was not finding the happiness that I was supposed to be finding, and I was doing everything I was supposed to be doing. I was going to church. I was following the steps that, my dad tells me to do to find happiness, and I was not happy. And I kept finding flaws in my husband, and I kept finding flaws in myself, and I kept trying to leave him, and the premise was religious. But what it finally came down to was that I'm gay. I told my husband that I can't live this life anymore because, first of all, it isn't bringing me the happiness that I wanted and that I expected. And second of all, I can't continue to live this life that I don't believe in and be this person that I don't want to be. We mutually decided that I needed to leave and that we would still be friends. I have been so happy just for the fact that I am honest with myself and the fact that I am honest with those that are closest to me. And I told my mom that I was gay, and my mom is this stalwart Christian, conservative, typical person, and I was really afraid to tell her. And she really embraced me with open arms, and one of the things that she said to me, she said that she can't even imagine how I must have felt living the life that I was living. And she took a step back and kind of put herself in my shoes. And that was one of the things that made me feel like I was closer to her than I had ever been. I am proud of who I am, and I've ever since I have come out to myself and decided to make this change in my life, I have never been so happy. And it's one of the hardest things to want to tell the person that you love the most in the whole world something, but you can't because you're afraid. I wanted to kind of shout out to people who are in the closet or who are afraid to talk to their families. It's hard. It's legitimately hard and scary, and I've just found that the more that you live it, the more that you love who you are, the easier it is, because there comes a point where you decide that it doesn't matter what other people think, because you are happy. I think that that's kind of the basis of how to find this happiness, is finding the peace within yourself, realizing that what you have been taught or what you have learned maybe isn't the best thing for you. Ultimately, what makes you happy is doing things that align with who you are and what you want to be.